Okay, hello, my dear friends. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're watching. There's a big bomb that has dropped just as we cricket fans. We were recovering from Rohit Sharma's sudden retirement from Test cricket. It's his partner in crime, Virat Kohli. Well, he's called it quit in cricket's most traditional format. Cap number 269 is not going to play Test cricket for India anymore. We will take some time to actually let that sink in. Well, there are a lot of question marks that have been floating around in the cricketing fraternity. Why? And why just before a big England tour, he's just shy away from 10,000 landmark. 10,000 runs is a big achievement for any batsman. It's a very elite club, the likes of Kumar Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardene, the great Sunil Gavaskar, Sachin Tendulkar, of course, Jacques Kallis, to name a few, who are actually part of that very elite group of players, and the great Virat Kohli. You would have actually expected him to be on that list, and he was well in course to be on that list as well, a mere 700 runs away. And just like that, he said, well, I've had enough and it's up to the next generation. Without questioning his decision, let's us actually respect his timing and really appreciate his contribution to Test cricket as a whole. Let's go back in time, for that matter. How great was Virat Kohli, and how great is Virat Kohli in the Test format? Well, his greatness will actually not be judged by the number of centuries. 30 Test centuries, 9,000 odd runs, the number of games he single-handedly pulled India out of trouble. That's not going to be there in the memory. But just how great was Virat Kohli when he was young? Well, his greatness just kept piling and piling and piling. But a young Virat Kohli that made his Test debut in the West Indies in 2011 had no idea, a mere 2 years later, the baton of three Indian cricketing legends, the three stalwarts of Indian cricket, VVS Lakshman, Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar, all three of them would no longer play Test cricket for India anymore. And the baton, the burden, if I may use that term very respectfully, the responsibility would be on shoulders of just one man, Virat Kohli. There's the sheer responsibility, the sheer audacity of the man to accept that challenge, that yes, I have arrived, and the faith the BCCI had shown to actually say that, well, maybe a replacement of all three pillars of Indian cricket might be next to impossible, but we actually see bits and pieces of all three greats in one guy. That was Virat Kohli. The amount of trust, belief, and a risk of everything, you may say, that Indian cricketing ecosystem had actually pushed Virat Kohli to be that poster boy of Indian cricket. Coming from the Under-19 World Cup, catching everyone's eye with his very unique characteristics on the field, very you would say very sort of Ganguly-like, a rash, rough Delhi boy, and clean shaven back in the day, and obviously made a name for himself in the limited overs format. But Test cricket, was he ready for it? You bet he was. That one single innings in Adelaide in 2011 against Australia, in a tour which was really forgetful for India. We were actually thumped 4-0. A tour that the greats, all the pillars of Indian cricket had fallen. The Lakshmans, the Dravids, the Tendulkars. Even when the wall had cracked, well, that was a bad joke there, but the wall had cracked when Rahul Dravid was also getting beaten. This one man stood up. The cub was finally ready. He roared for the first time on international soil. And there was a very unique moment that took place. The original gangster of cricket, Ricky Ponting, was actually trying to calm a young Virat Kohli down. And that's when the world knew, the cricketing world knew it had its newest headache. Sachin Tendulkar was at his last leg of his career, and already India had found its new phenomenon. Its new messiah was ready. He was ready to be unleashed. And just after that tour, Rahul Dravid and VVS Lakshman called it quit. And just a mere year later, the god of Indian cricket, the god of cricket, Sachin, also said, here you are, Virat. The responsibility of a billion people is now on your shoulders. Just the audacity. And I think this is something that defines how great Virat Kohli is. At young, 24, 25 years old, he just took the responsibility with both hands. He grabbed it with both hands and said, okay, fine. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm not going to let you down, BCCI. I'm not going to let you down, India. You've given me, you've put faith in me, you've trusted me. And look how he's performed over the years. And who actually knew just 14 months later, he would be named India's Test cricket captain. How daunting that just sounds. At the turn of the year, in 2015, January of 2015, India had its newest Test captain. It was Virat Kohli. And his first promise was, we will be number one in Test cricket. A lot of eyebrows raised. Is he a Test cricket captain material? Does he have the temperament? He's hot-headed. But what he did, he took a number 7 loitering about India in Test rankings to number 1. It was not just, of course, cricket is a team game. But what was Virat Kohli's contribution as a captain, as a leader, was the transformation of not just himself, but the whole cultural change, the evolution of cricketing culture in India that we see today, that's paying dividends. The youngsters that are coming in are fitter than ever. They run between wickets like lions, or cheetahs, should I say. Pardon me for that. And that whole cultural change of the whole fitness evolution that really carved into Indian cricket, all credit must just go to one man, Virat Kohli. He didn't order, he didn't dictate that you have to do this. He led. He said, fine, I am the leader, I am wearing the captain's armband, I am going to change myself. First, you don't have to follow me. He didn't scream for the whole cultural change. The results were screaming to the world, not just India. He set that standard and people followed. And the results are here in front of all of us. When we were growing up as kids, we were not the most fittest team in the world. We were not the best fielding side in the world either. And today, the best fielders come from India. You hear the commentary? India is a fantastic fielding side. Well, maybe all credit shouldn't be given to Virat Kohli, but the bulk of it, I don't think there should be any second doubt on why Virat Kohli should be credited for the whole new ball game that India started to play post 2015. So to Virat, well, it was definitely not the way we fans, the fraternity, the ecosystem, and the whole cricketing world would have wanted for you to say goodbye to the longest format of the game. But again, it's what your heart said, and which is what you've done always. Cap number 269, Virat Kohli, thank you for your contribution to Indian cricket, especially in Test cricket.